Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back on the Uncle Sham channel. Inter 3, Udinese 1, Henrik Mkhitaryan, Magic Mickey, Super Mkhitaryan, Classy Mkhitaryan saves the day, and all Interisti must feel like Robin Ghost is right there. Wanna hug and kiss Mkhitaryan there because yeah, he literally saved the day. He saved a very, very sloppy Inter performance. 3 points, 3 goals, but not a great performance at all. Not impressed. Lots of mistakes, lots of errors. Mkhitaryan himself wasn't perfect either, but classy player. Recovered in the second half and had an amazing second half, and probably the man of the match. Well, we'll talk about it. Yeah, I don't know where we would be without Mkhitaryan stepping up. He had to actually change his boots in the second. He had like white boots in the first half, and then he had his usual pinkish, purpley red ones in the second half. So hopefully those came through. And I know Eurochance being, a proud Armenian, and a lot of the Armenians out there are feasting today. So yeah, I'm sure that must feel nice when the countryman is scoring for your favorite team. And yeah, Mkhitaryan being the first ever Armenian to play for Inter. Well, go. What's his name? His name escapes me now. The French guy, or someone will tell me in the. He's famous for the overhead kick. Oh my god, I can see his face, but his name just doesn't come to me right now. But yeah, you guys know what the deal is. Let's react to this. Let me get into the comments first. I'll try and get to all the comments as usual, guys, but I'm not making any promises. But yeah, Sharif, my voice absolutely gone. Yeah, it was one of those games. There was this period in the second half where it was just end to end. Like it was chaos. Like Udinese weren't organized, and then Inter just left things at the back. Like it was back and forth, back and forth. Whereas first half was a little bit more, a bit more of a cagey affair. And then, yeah, Inter got lucky that they only conceded one as well. Udinese on the counter-attack pretty much almost every time looked dangerous, and Inter looked really, really fragile at the back. Obviously, lots of changes at the back, and obviously we have to talk about under Handanovic, like why Handanovic? But we'll get into that. Let's give Mkhitaryan his flowers. Mickey propaganda for Lon Emil, exactly. Important win. Inzaghi finally killed. Yeah, I mean, honestly speaking, if you asked me before the game, I wouldn't have started Mkhitaryan because I've been saying for a long time he needs a rest. Inzaghi, rotate this guy. And once again today he played again. And until I don't know if he would have even took him off if it wasn't for his injury, which fingers crossed is not a serious injury. It looked maybe more like an impact injury, more painful rather than actual damage. So fingers crossed it's not serious. But yeah, apologies guys if I'm a bit sniffly. I think I've seen I've picked up. My mum was ill over the weekend or over the last week or so. So yeah, it seems like it's impossible to avoid picking up something in the house. Glad we got 3 points, proving that we play much better at home. Yeah, I mean our record at home is almost perfect this year, apart from the Roma loss and obviously the Empoli loss. But we've been really, really good at home compared to away. But our performance, I'm not sure if it was really that good. Mighty Mal. Adriel, not impressed with Lukaku. Yeah, we'll get into Lukaku as well. Definitely at fault for the first goal, or the only goal Udinese scored. Yeah, just we're not seeing the worth of spending so much money for this loan. We're definitely not seeing what we're shelling out for. And yeah, I mean, you guys know Brozovic is one of my probably top 3 players in this team, favorite players, like personally speaking. But I mean, if also he's rusty. This is his first start since October, guys. Let's not forget, first start since October for Inter. Obviously, he played with Croatia at the World Cup, so he is rusty. But I don't want to say too much, but Hakan might be the guy now in that position. I'm not even gonna lie. Udinese has got peppered. Yeah, in the second half, or towards the end of the second half, definitely we peppered them. But yeah, under Sotil, they're not so much Udinese as they used to be. They're not so much terrorism ball as they used to be. Penalty or not umbrella. Okay, that's a good excuse for me to get the screenshots up. Thank you, Mattel, for coming through. I don't know. It's one of those ones where it's like it is a foul, I think, but then like then you see the replay, it does look kind of soft, and it is Barella who is, he does like to accentuate contact a lot. And Udoji definitely doesn't get the ball. He definitely attempts to get the ball, and he gets Barella a little bit, but I don't know. It looked like a little bit soft to me. But in the end, Matteo, we did get the penalty afterwards, after the review. But in the end, we finally got a penalty, and we finally got to see Lukaku scoring a penalty, which is something I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for this specific moment for so long. Like just seeing Lukaku rather than, some of the guys that we've, since Lukaku left, like the penalty situation started to get so touchy in terms of like, well, Hakan actually stepped up really well. But, it was DiMarco missed, Lautaro missed, like his record isn't great. But Lukaku, when he stepped up to take this, he did not look comfortable. You could see on his face, he was like, breathing deep. He was panicking almost, it looked like, which usually is like Lukaku's penalties. At Inter, he has a 100% record, which, by the way, is still there. The 100% record is still there. He misses the first one. Silvestri saves it. Awful penalty. But in the end, he had to retake it because I think Molina, no, not Molina. Molina's not even there anymore. Messina, he stepped into the penalty box before he should have, so he got to retake it and slotted it in the exact same direction, but much better place this time around. No chance for Silvestri, and he gets his goal. But yeah, very, very nice to see. I was waiting for this moment. I think I called it in my match previews. I was like, come on, let's get our penalty for Lukaku finally. But Inter, yeah, I guess you could say it was definitely a bit of a Pazza Inter performance today. You just can't, as Ahmad says, it's our fault for expecting this team to change. I mean, I predicted a 2-1, so I wasn't expecting much more. So they actually outperformed my expectations. I was expecting a cagey, difficult match, but yeah, they actually outperformed that. So I got to give them credit for that. But they do not make our life easy when we watch them, do they? They always make us suffer. They always make us question ourselves, like, why are we doing this? Why are we spending our evenings, our mornings, our afternoons doing this? But at least it didn't ruin our weekend now. At least it didn't ruin our weekend. And yes, Mattia, thank you very much, guys. Make sure to like the video. It costs nothing if you just leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And channel memberships as well. If you guys are interested, I am starting to do member only content as well, like Q&As and whatever stuff for channel members. And of course, if you just want to support the channel, and we're going to start the since the channel got remonetized, I need to restart the donations to the Fondazione Pupi, like we used to do normally before. Any new channel members, we used to donate the first month to Fondazione Pupi. So I do want to restart that this year now that YouTube has given me the remonetization on the channel. And yes, Basis, a great point. It's not Laufato season just yet. We thought, well, I was thinking that hopefully that's not the end of his streak. Sampdoria, he put up a real stinker, no goal. We know how streaky he is, but luckily he already ended the streak today. So yeah, and we were all mad. That's the thing with Lautaro. Did you see after he scored, he did this, like, I apologize, like he's always willing to step up and take responsibility for his act. We've seen him in the past. I remember last season we scored against Empoli. He apologized because he was coming off a bad patch of form. Against Sassuolo last season as well, I think he had a few misses and he was apologizing to the crowd. So he's always willing to step up and take responsibility, which is a great sign of maturity. And he's really moving up the ranks for that Capitano spot for sure. And yeah, he didn't make up for that mistake. But Hakan FC, of course, Ahmad being the president of that, not too happy. Forza Inter, yes, Simple FIFA, Simi, hope you all are doing well. Sanjar, great win for second place. Bad performance before. Yeah, the form going into this Porto match is not convincing. Hey, Nazario, everyone drop a like, share some love. Yeah, what's up, my brother? Thank you for coming through. As always appreciate you, Mobji. defense today not deserve to be paid. Dumfries was quality today, I have to admit. He was okay, Mustafa. He was okay. We have to give Dumfries, Brickfries, the credit that he deserves, because he messed up in the first half. Let me give him the credit that he deserves, because I posted this on Twitter, and obviously, you know, the slander was flying. But he did this in the first half. Complete, you know, bonehead moment, proper Brickfries moment. You know, easy pass to make, cut inside. Like, Lukaku was completely free. Not saying that Lukaku would have scored or anything, but you got to make that pass, and he doesn't make it. But he does end up making up for it. Let me find the slide, because this could be, you know, could have been a goal-saving block. No, that's not the one. This one. Sorry for the blurriness. But could be a goal-saving block there from Isaac's success. So luckily, this Isaac success guy isn't very successful in front of goal, because he had 2 chances at the end of the game to do something for Udinese. Like, they could have took the lead, and he messed up. Like, look how many Udinese players are in the box. 3 versus 5. Like, we could have been punished there. So Dumfries stepped up, and he also Dumfries won the penalty. I mean, in that case, there's not much, his only real credit there is just kind of running in there and just kind of shooting at the ball, and that's definitely not going on target. But Wallace, yes, he gets the ball, but he doesn't get it with actually the foot that he's making the tackle with, and he gets Dumfries with his right foot first. So that's the reason, and excessive force, a bit of a dangerous tackle. Djorkaeff, of course, that's the guy I was looking for. Yuri Djorkaeff. Thank you, guys. I knew someone would come through for me. But yeah, so credit to Dumfries, wins the penalty, goal-saving block. But overall, not a great game, but we got to give him credit where is due. Dzeko was worse than Lukaku. Yeah, we also have to say that, as much as we want to slander Lukaku, Lakaka, all of that, but Dzeko today, he's showing signs of the Dzeko from like the end of last season. Very, very poor. Lots of bad touches, lots of bad, even clearances. He was struggling. Like, he just looks like finished, but he shouldn't, because he has been rotated more and more now. So a little bit worrying. Hopefully he doesn't have the second half of the season like he had last year, because otherwise we're in big trouble. We're in big trouble. The duality of Lautaro, yeah. You know it. Hey, Anthony in the house. Make sure you guys check him out if he's doing his post-match reaction or anything. That was almost looking like a bloody ugly Sunday. Yeah, of course. And yeah, I know you and Mattia were ready to go off on your like negative vibe, on your negative train. So you're gonna have to hold off. You're gonna have to hold off on that for now. But yeah, I'm sure you're still enjoying the 3 points as much as I like to make fun of you guys for your negativity. Debbie Kerr in the house, evening. Hope you're doing well. Hope Ian is doing well as well. Yeah, Lukaku still doesn't look, even though before the games, in the pre-match interview, he said himself that he's feeling back to top level physically. He feels like he's got 90 minutes in his legs, but yeah, it doesn't look like it, mate. We'll be honest. Otlo always coming through, my guy. Didn't fire on all cylinders by any means. It lacked the rhythm, but a win before Porto is so important. Yeah, exactly. Not the great form going into Porto, but at least we're not going into it with a loss or like, bad morale for sure. So yeah, you always take these 3 points over a draw. What we did last week basically against Sampdoria. Yeah, it seems like injury. It seems like that reheated soup or whatever, the going back to your ex kind of thing is not working out. Fair to say Hakan starts there. Oh yeah, 100%, bro. Nazario. Hakan, Brozo, like, yeah, today he got, he needs those minutes in his legs, so he needed to this match, 50, 60 minutes, whatever he got today, which is good. But against Porto, you have to start your best team, and at the moment, Inter's best team means Hakan at CDM. No doubts about that. And you can see as well, I mean, it's painful for me to say again, I have to reiterate, Brozo is one of my favorite players in this team, but you can see why. And I think it is his last season with Inter, to be honest, guys. I think his salary, he's the highest paid at this team, aside from Lukaku. But even actually, if you include Lukaku, because of the gross salary, it's actually still Brozovic. I think, yeah, Inter looking at his age, the injuries from this season, I think they're going to ship him out. So enjoy Brozovic whilst he lasts here, which I think is his last season at Inter. I think he's going to be the expendable player at the end of or in the summer. That game was just meh, but we got 3 points from that game. Yeah, marvelous. I think for that second half was probably quite entertaining for neutrals because it was so end to end. But yeah, it wasn't a great game in terms of quality. Lots of mistakes both sides, like lots of counter attacks, but bad like touches and passes from both sides. Like there's so many opportunities on both sides to do more. And yeah, not good. Toro 90 goals for Inter. Yeah, I saw that. Shouts out to him. He's climbing up that all-time ranking at the moment. Uncle the MVP said we're still having the stream being sick. Yeah, I'm not fully sick yet. I can feel those early signs of the cold or the flu coming in, like when you got a croaky throat and sniffly nose. So hopefully I managed to stay away from like getting the fever or that kind of stuff. And yeah, for him to get the likes up. Yosham is Lula back now. Lula's back on the score sheet, Darian, but not back at all. Not back at all. And they didn't get to play together today, so they're back technically on the score sheet, but they're definitely not back. Uche, Dumfries was good on defense. Attacking was beyond bad. Yeah, I guess we could say that today. We need more quality on those wings. Yeah, even DiMarco today. DiMarco ended up having the assist for Mkhitaryan's goal, but he wasn't good either today, DiMarco. I think physically, this Udinese team is very physical, and I think this is the type of match where he kind of just lacks a little bit. Yeah, let's get into the other screenshots I had. Let me get a couple of more comments in. Felt good to get all three. Oh yeah, exactly. Oh, good point, Uche. Exact revenge on Udinese. 3-1, they beat us at this season, and 3-1, we beat them. So that's great. That's great. No, Isaac's success, no Ivan's success. But yeah, it's an interesting name. Mickey Hakan better than Hakan plus Brozo. Yeah, I mean this season, of course, because at the beginning of the season when Brozo was playing, we weren't playing good at all. So yeah, at the moment that is true. And I've always said, like, in terms of characteristics, Mkhitaryan, what he brings to the game is just a little bit different from what our other midfielders bring. It's just a shame that, again, always have to reiterate with Mickey, just a little bit, just a few years too late, we brought this guy to the club. But yeah, good signing. I still have bad morale going into Porto. Nixon, well, you shouldn't have Nixon. You got to see your boy Gagliardini today. He got his 7 minutes of football, so you should be in good morale. Hey, Samir in the house. I can see your Twitter account flying these days. I still believe if we keep Lukaku next year, he will improve dramatically, bro. But how can you guarantee, Joseph, that he's not going to get those injuries again? Like the signs of physically as well, not just performance-wise, just physically. My concern is with Lukaku at the moment. And it's just too expensive to do it. It's just too expensive. If it was free and if it was like his wages weren't so high, then I would do it again. But the fee, the wages, everything is just too much. It's just too much. And I guess we have to start, talking about the future as well. Like we have to plan for the future, get someone long term in there rather than stopgap. Okay, yeah, Mattia, let's talk about that. The Handanovic thing. Like that was just weird, man. Like, it was, the rumors were started this morning today. With they were talking that Handanovic is going to start, and it was multiple sources, so you knew it was already true, and it turned out to be true. Look at that, Inter put Mkhitaryan on their graphics. They knew. But yeah, this lineup just was. I agree with the turnover in terms of he rotated a lot today, so I agree with that because you have to with Porto coming up. So I hope Inzaghi has learned. I think it looks like he has learned from last year not to kind of keep the same 11 and burn these guys out, because that happened definitely last year between the Liverpool games. So I wasn't mad at the heavy rotation within the team. But the Handanovic one, what's the point? Like, what was the gain? It was a lose-lose situation, because if he made a mistake, which I don't know. What do you guys think about the goal, by the way, the way we conceded? Do you think Onana would have saved that? I'm not 100% sure on him. It's like one of those things that you can't guarantee. It's like a what if situation, but at the same time, it was quite central, the shot from Lovric. I don't know. It's one of those where, like, I feel like because it's Handanovic, I'm saying like, oh, Handanovic would have saved it. But what do you guys think? But yeah, like, imagine that now. There was no credit. There was not going to be any credit. So Inter win now, and with Handanovic, Inzaghi doesn't get anything out of this. It was just a weird decision. There's no need to rest Onana. Like, goalkeepers don't need to be rested unless like Onana's been playing non-stop since like last year, or he went to the World Cup and he played every single game. This guy played like 1 game or 2 games of the World Cup, came back early, didn't start the season as a starter till the Roma game. Remember, that's the last time Handanovic started. And, luckily that was the last time he started. So I really didn't understand that. I really, really didn't understand that. Everything else, as I said, Brozovic coming back in. Lukaku, Dzeko, yes, we gotta keep Lautaro in form for Porto. Skriniar rested as well. I would have probably played. Yeah, Acerbi was a weird one because in my eyes, he's the starter over De Vrij. So I would have probably put in De Vrij, but I guess that would have been a bit too much change at the back. You don't want to change 2 out of 3 guys at the back, which I guess makes sense. And then Handanovic, he just brings doubt at the back, doesn't he? Like, I've got a screenshot that's perfect in terms of showing this. This was like a ball in behind. I'm showing with the best Bastoni impression. I'm guessing you talk about me getting ill. Yeah, my Bastoni immune system. But yeah, you see here like Bastoni and Handanovic getting like a little mix-up because they're, we've seen it happen with Onana as well, especially at the beginning when Onana first came in. So that's why it just doesn't make sense. Why you're upsetting the rhythm of the team and the chemistry at the back for Handanovic? Are you scared because he's the captain? Are you scared to like? Are you trying to be loyal to him? Just weird. Just weird. Luckily though, it didn't backfire. 3 points, but again, that's what I mean. Now he doesn't. No one's gonna give, and deservedly. Well, there's no credit to be given to Inzaghi for this. It was just a weird decision, and I hope this isn't like a thing where like it goes back to being 50-50 between him and Onana. It's like again, I don't know who is gonna start. Like I hope this is like a rare occurrence now, because I'm not going back to that again. Hydrogen peroxide dilute to bottle instructions. Square up nostrils and cargo kill the germs. I'm gonna let me screenshot this and try it later. Debbie, thank you very much. Yeah, that's the mum knowledge coming through. I'm sure you know your stuff. Good luck at Champions League. Yeah, I mean, you guys, it was a mid-off. You and Spurs is just a mid-off at the moment. Porto actually are a good team. Did Porto win tonight? Let's have a look, Ian. They're in very good form. They're in very, very good form. I think they're unbeaten since like October. Oh, they're winning right now, actually, as we speak, 1-0 against Rio Ave. So, yeah, they're coming in red hot form. Obviously, their league, I don't want to be slandering the Primera Liga too much, but yeah, the league, it is what it is. Tony Martinez, so they have got their own Martinez. Big up, about your take on the ownership. Oh yeah, we'll talk about it. We talked about it like in the preview about the USA fund or something, but I'll talk about it when there's something concrete. There's nothing concrete at the moment. Mickey's liable on defense. I think we're more solid with Chala and Brozo. Yeah, probably. Mkhitaryan is a bit lackadaisical, but he has always been an attacking midfielder. He has got those attacking tendencies rather than defensive. Copy from Lukaku fans. He's not got many of those left. For sure. Red flag. Goal was a deflection in Darmian. No, I don't think. I might have to look at it again, Bruce Wayne, but I don't think it was deflected. So yeah, let's have a look. So Ahmad says that you don't think he was at fault. We have a debate every time you can save it or no. That's true. Wolf Dub. I think Hangan could have done more. Paul says, I don't think Nana saved that, to be honest. It was good. Jeko took similar shot to Lovridge. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point, Matteo. Although he was a bit closer, Jeko. Silvestri closed the angle down quite well. But yeah, kind of similar. Yeah, exactly. And he just brought on pressure to himself, like with all these rumors going around him, Inzaghi, all this pressure building, especially in the media, and he makes a weird decision that would have only backfired. That was the only outcome of this, and it almost did. I'm not sure Onana would have saved it, but Handa's attempt was so bad. Yeah, I guess. Well, let's go to the goal. Actually, wait. Yeah, we talked about Lukaku's goal already. So let's go to the goal we conceded. These are the things as well. Like, we talked about the Dumfries one earlier. This one, it was a Cherby and Mkhitaryan on their counter attack from a corner. Our two oldest players at that time on the pitch, they were the guys that were running up on the counter, which is funny. This is just how this Inter team is built. But yeah, this was a waste. Like, you're 1-0 up, you can make it 2 there, and it's a completely different game. But we waste that, and then apologies for the blurry screenshots and Mattia reminding us Porto haven't lost since October and then draw since November. Jesus. Of course we will smash them. Yeah, that's what we do, don't we? Recently, we turn up against the big teams. But yeah, so Lukaku receives the ball, does well, turns, and then does an awful pass. But then a lot of the blame in this goal also goes to Barella because he does that headless chicken running moment here, where you see now. So Lukaku's lost the ball. They go on the counter. So look, Barella is on Lovridge here. He was next to Lovridge, but he goes to run to Pereira all the way to the other side. But it has no effect. His running, he should have just stayed with Lovridge here, because his running actually had no effect apart from putting a little bit of pressure on Pereira here. So he still has the same options he would have had anyway. Beto makes a great run that takes Darmian away. And then, Lovridge here. Don't know if it nutmegs Darmian or someone said, I think Bruce Wayne said it took a deflection, but I didn't see it. It looked pretty clean and straight down the middle. It did hit the top of the net, though, so I'm not going to say it was an easy save. But, yeah, it just puts that doubt. But very poor goal to concede. Like, you can't give the ball away here, Lukaku, because we've got 5 players. 6 players up. So we're caught. This is also, like, on the players and Inzaghi. Like, the balance today wasn't right. Like, there was too many men committed forward, and we were exposed too many times. And then here you're 4v4, which shouldn't be happening towards the end of the first half. That's way too much men committed forward. Quite disappointing. And it was the case for a lot of the game today. And yeah, happy birthday to Adriano, as Tom Easy says. Brella continues with his stinky attitude. I think today he was better. I think you could see that he took on board some of the things. Like he wasn't complaining and stuff as much today. But that's some of the things that, like, tactically at times, both him and Brozovic have the tendency to just follow the ball or just go press the ball rather than be more positional at times. Lukaku endgame is near. Yeah, it really is. It looks like it really is. Porto have lost 21 games. Jesus Christ. That's the Dumfries save. And then here's Dzeko's shot. So this is Mkhitaryan wins the ball back high up, passes to Dzeko. And yeah, like Dzeko, like the last 2 or 3 months, you would have tucked that away. But this current Dzeko from the last couple of games just looks like the Dzeko from last season, second half of last season. And yeah, hits it straight at Silvestri, who actually there. He doesn't even need to put his hands up, really. It's just to his face. That's a very poor shot from Dzeko. Yes, on his weaker foot, but not good enough from Dzeko. But yeah, here's the Mkhitaryan goal. How good is that, guys? How good is that? And by the way, that comes from Hakan carrying the ball 20, 30 meters, showing his importance as soon as he comes on. And then Di Marco squaring it, and on the half volley, guys, that is not an easy that is not an easy goal to score. That is not easy at all. That is very, very classy. And yeah, deserved. I'm very happy for Mkhitaryan. That's a proper goal, because his Fiorentina one, if you guys remember, his first goal in Serie A for us wasn't, just like a little, it was amazing. It was probably one of the most important goals of this season to get the winner, but this one's a proper one. This is like nice, proper Mkhitaryan type goal. And then, yeah, this is the Lautaro one, where, he could have squared it to Hakan, but he's feeling himself. He's feeling himself. He has been on form, apart from the thingy game, of course, Sampdoria game last time. But he still is, generally in good form. It's him, Rashford, few other guys in Europe at the moment. Like since the World Cup finished, Lautaro is right up there in terms of form. Him, Osimhen, Kvara, them guys there. So he was feeling himself. He misses, but then makes up for it. Great volley, kind of half outside of the foot. It was nice. It was nice. Very nice finish. Makes up for that mistake, and great way to end the game and cherry on top for the 3-1 win. 2 goals, 2 clutch from Mickey. Yeah, 2 clutch goals from Mickey, and in the Champions League as well. He scored we kind of smashed Pilsen, but still Mkhitaryan stepped up in that game with a goal. Dzeko Lukaku in the UCL. Yeah, I think it's still, Dzeko is definitely still ahead of Lukaku, but at the moment it's getting to that level 50-50 in terms of Dzeko's not at that level as he was a few weeks ago. And Lukaku, even though, yes, still not great, he's still showing like a lot of the chances we created again in the first half were through kind of Lukaku. There was one great chance Lukaku created where the penalty came from. Ball into the space. Lukaku made the run. Right foot cross into the middle to Dzeko. Great block by Mbakao, and then Dumfries comes in. That's where we get the penalty from. So again, still we're getting some benefits still just from Lukaku a lot of times being just there with his movement at times. But still, yeah, I'm not convinced by either of those two at the moment. Obviously, Correa at the moment is injured for a while. Yeah, come on, Michael. Actually, it's kind of a good question. I know Indra says Correa for sure, but Correa's got 3 goals, whereas Lukaku's only got... Oh, no, actually, no. Lukaku actually makes it 3 goals this season. Actually, I'll take it back. Yeah, Correa's definitely been worse because now Lukaku's matched his goals. They're both on 3. But yeah, Rashford and Martinez, 2 best players in Europe post World Cup. Yep, probably are. Lautaro cannot be missing these chances. Yeah, in the Champions League, he cannot do this. He cannot. As a former striker, I understand why Lautaro didn't score. Yeah, of course. It's like, I'm not blaming him there. It's just the type of finish he went for. He went for the flashy finish rather than just trying to actually score the goal. That was the only thing there. But yeah, a striker most of the time is going to shoot there. Yeah, but at the same time, Emil, recently he hasn't been burnt out. Like Inzaghi has been rotating Dzeko, but maybe he does need maybe a little bit more rest, because he's since Lukaku has come back to fitness, he has rotated them two quite a bit. I think we'll still play Lukaku in sports. Let's see. It does seem like Inzaghi asked for Lukaku specifically. And it seems like, you can see that Inzaghi does want to start him and play him a lot. But Inzaghi also seems to be quite a loyal guy. And I think, Dzeko is the one. Last season delivered us round of 16. This season, he's been stepping up for us. I think he's going to be loyal to Dzeko in the Champions League. But, against Porto, Lukaku's characteristics really should be helping us. I am leaning towards starting Lukaku, even though he's still not having, game-changing games and not even 7 out of 10 matches yet. But I'm still the potential of what Lukaku adds to this team, even though he's still not 100%, is what I'm tingled by. Denzel in the house here as well to answer Eminem's question. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he deserves, like, I don't, again, he's not really shown like today because he made a goal line save or because he won the penalty. I don't think that really showed much in terms of Dumfries deserves to be the star. But again, to me, is the star anyway. Even though I always say, even though Matteo Darmian is always reliable and everything, he just doesn't have, like, it's okay. Like, he's always that guy, but Dumfries is still the starter to me in my eyes in that position. But also the first guy I would sell in the summer. He's got 7.5 from SofaScore. Yeah, let's finish it up, guys. I can't stay. I'm not going to stay. I'm going to go now. Who was the man of the match? Yeah, did okay. Should have done better in some headers, like on the far post. Yeah, not too bad. 85% accuracy passes, which is pretty good for Dumfries. One key pass. Yeah. It looks like SofaScore's giving it to Mkhitaryan. Yeah, I would probably give it to Mickey. Darmian was subbed off at halftime, obviously, because of the yellow card. Typical Inzaghi. And yeah, look at that with Andanovic in the team. Oh my goodness, look at the average age, guys. 30.9. 30.9. 31 years old, our average, because we've got Acerbi, Darmian, Mkhitaryan, Dzeko. Like, that is not to be ageist, but that is too old, man. That's a retirement home. That is too old. Yeah, FOTMob also gives Mkhitaryan 8.5, man of the match. Oh wow, they're quite lenient with Lukaku 7.7 here. What did these guys give? 6.9. Yeah, that's probably more accurate for Lukaku. Yeah. Obviously got his goal. Oh yeah, I wanted to show his penalty record with us, Lukaku. Yes, obviously today he got a bit lucky, but look at that 100% record with us, 0 penalties missed. I think it's 14 out of 14. I think Huyan tweeted that earlier on Twitter. 14 out of 14. Amazing. Yeah, no any news on the Mkhitaryan injury. I'll probably check after the game if there's any quotes from anyone. But they'll probably have to do some sort of scan or something, I guess, first. Mickey man of the match, yeah. I think it's Mkhitaryan. I think it is Mkhitaryan. Yeah, Matt Pickham agrees. Sorry, bro. It's it is what it is. The Premier teams are calling for you. Yeah, that's always the thing with the Dumfries' decision making and his just general football IQ isn't great. Boomer team, yeah, literally, these guys are a boomer team today. So don't bring them by who. Oh, come on, Adro. We've talked about this so many times, man. Like, it's there's so many players out there you can go for. If you sell Dumfries for 30, 40, we know that Inter won't invest 30, 40, but they'll invest maybe 10, 15, 20 max. But there's players out there that you can get, like on the cheaper end, on the higher end. There's many players, but then at the same time, Wob was asked the question: is there anyone actually willing to pay now? Let's see. Tovan, yeah, he was his starting debut. It was funny to see him, the Marseille guy, the Newcastle guy. Leo's, one of those wonder kids from back in the day. It has some interesting moments, but yeah, not too much apart from that. But yeah, guys, thank you very much. I disagree, John. I think it was, yeah, you have to do it. I think he's learned from his mistakes last year. He has to rotate so the players remain fresh for the Porto games. No, Singo's not a free agent in the summer. But thank you guys for tuning in. And make sure, the thoughts on the upcoming Porto, we'll be doing a full preview with Portuguese fans, Porto fans on the channel on Monday. Looking forward to that very, very much so. So it's going to be insightful. Inter playing on Wednesday. So yeah, we've got a bit of rest in between. Second place is now secure for a little bit. Again, Milan won earlier, but at least we've still got that 3-point gap between them and the rest. Even if Atalanta or Roma win, it doesn't really matter. So that's good. Yeah, we'll see you for the UCL preview show. Thank you everyone that tuned in. Appreciate you all. Ciao ragazzi. Always Forza Inter. 3 points. We